My name is Isaac Black, and this is my capstone, the Ranger 2700 EC. So for those of you that know me, it's obvious why I chose this project. For those of you that don't, here's a bit of background story. I love to fish. I've been fishing since before I could walk and for at least as long as I can remember. I've grown up around boats. My family's had two of them. I fished competitively in high school, and I have a passion for the outdoors. So if you've been around boat owners or the boating industry, there's a good chance you've heard the phrase, the best days in a boat owner's life are the day they buy it and the day they sell it. The reason this is such a common phrase is due to the fact that most boat owners are frustrated with their boats in one way or another. Some of the reasons could be fuel costs, maintenance costs, electronic systems that are tough to learn, there not being enough deck space, not having enough gear compartments, and most boats just really aren't that customizable. So these problems led to my idea for the direction of this project. I wanted this boat to be designed to fit serious fishermen's needs. I wanted this boat to require little to no maintenance. I wanted a very sleek interface that was easy to use. I wanted it to be fully electric, very sustainable. And I wanted it to have a solar charging function and to be customizable. So I really dug into the who. Who is this project for? So this is Enrique. He's a fishing guide, and he's going to be using this boat to take clientele out on the water and be on the water by himself to keep up with the fish movements. He needs this boat to be able to transport up to 3 clients. He needs a spacious deck for the clients and himself to fish off of. He wants one that's fuel efficient and low maintenance. He also wants sleek and simple interfaces that are easy for him to learn. He says, I'm getting older, so I want this thing to be straightforward and easy to use. Another user could be Dana, who's 35 and living in Northern California, and her passion is tournament fishing. She would be using this boat on family fishing trips, leisure cruises, and on the water to fish those tournaments. Her needs are seating for her husband and her, lots of storage for cameras and other gear. She wants the boat to be sustainable, fuel efficient, and very low maintenance. Gas is expensive right now. Using the least amount of gas possible and still getting it done is my goal. So now to a little bit of real world feedback. This is information from an interview I had with Tyler Anderson, a YouTuber by the name of Tyler's Real Fishing. And his expectations for a boat are quality components. He wants to get what he's paying for. He wants it to be adjustable and customizable, especially the compartment interiors. He wants lots of storage options. He wants everything to revolve around the functionality of his equipment, and he wants a good non-slip deck material. He's quoted this by saying, it's hard to find a saltwater boat that isn't slippery. So I used all of that feedback to kind of shape these design guidelines I set for myself. I wanted to involve fishermen in the design process. I wanted to create a design that lowers or eliminates the use of fuel. I wanted to integrate task and navigational lighting into the boat itself. I wanted to design a console interface that is easy and seamless to use. And most importantly, I wanted this to be designed by fishermen for fishermen. So now we've covered the who, but this is the what. So what? Well, how is this boat going to make money? How is the company going to use this to make money? And that's why I created this business model canvas. So there's a lot on this page, but really there's 2 things I really want to cover. The value proposition. Why is this boat worth the time and effort it's going to take researching and designing and developing it? And the 3 keys to that are the green energy system, its quiet electric power, and the advanced user face that's going to be easy to learn for anyone and everyone. And also customer relationships. Ranger is the brand I chose to make this boat for. They have a huge brand legacy. They've been around for forever, and they've created a very high standard and a very good reputation in the boating industry. Some of that has to do with their customer service. It's excellent. And then they're creating generational customers, something I wanted to be able to accomplish with this boat as well. I wanted this to add to their lineup and be something that their kids are going to want to buy from Ranger because their parents have bought from Ranger and because they've experienced the real Ranger experience that comes with a high quality boat. So we've now covered the business side of things and the who. So let's get to the fun part, the actual design itself. So this is a mood board I created to kind of guide my colors, moods, and finishes. And then I looked to these fish as well for inspiration, the tuna and the tarpon. I wanted to use some of the hydrodynamics that they have in their body shapes and use those lines in the hull itself. So here's some of my sketch ideation. I moved through this sketching really quickly to get into CAD. There was a lot for me to CAD cut. There was a lot of CAD for me to cover in the time that I had. So I wanted to make sure I was going to be able to model this thing fully. So I went back into the sketch phase a couple different times, sketching over some of my CAD to really make sure I was getting the most out of this design. And that led me to this final sketch. So through the sketching, the CAD, the ideation, revisiting those phases, I was finally able to get to this final schematic of the boat. So these are some placement diagrams, this one being the electronics placement diagram. The screens you can see highlighted in red, and then the speakers you can see in the gray, some of them mounted on the hardtop and a few of them mounted on the console as well. Next, the compartment diagram. I wanted there to be many storage options. I wanted them to be fully customizable on the inside, but I also wanted them to be I wanted there to be plenty of space inside of those compartments as well. So you can see the capacities listed here and placement in the bow and the stern, and some even in the console itself. And then lastly, the lighting diagram. I spent a lot of time on the lighting for this watercraft. I really wanted it to stand out, and I was able to use some of the feedback I received from some peers and some fishermen and boaters that I know that were able to really help guide me along the lighting journey here. If you've been out on the water at night or early in the morning, you know it's really dark. There's not too much light out there, and on a brand new boat, you shouldn't have to be fumbling around with a flashlight to see what's going on. So all this lighting is really task and oriented, and also it's supposed to look good as well. So this is a rendering showing some of that lighting. I really wanted to key in on that, and I wanted the lighting to both show off the features that I had spent so much time working on, and then I wanted it to be simple as well. A lot of boats you have to manually place a post that has the nav lights on it, but on this watercraft they are built in. The red and green front bow lights being mounted to the deck, and then the hardtop has the built-in white 360 nav light. So on to some specifications. It comes with a Coast Guard rating of 12 persons max. It has 3 bow storage compartments, a 116-gallon bow cooler, a 38-gallon bait live well, a max rating of 400 horsepower, 13 rod holders, and space for 16 additional rods in the lockers. The console comes with 3 seats at the helm, optional rear seating, a pull-out tackle tray, built-in navigational lighting, an on-the-go charging system with a solar panel being mounted to the top of the hardtop, and rubber grip decking on both the stern and bow decks. So moving on to the actual console itself and this interface, I wanted this to really be slick and streamlined, something that's super easy to learn. So it comes with 4 12-inch custom touch displays, a 40-inch custom touchscreen, 4 8-inch speakers, 2 8-inch subwoofers, front and rear facing task lighting, and these buttons controlling major functions. It also has a watertight cubby for your phone and wallet. The goal of some of the goal of that 40-inch touchscreen display was to ensure that your phone wouldn't really have to leave that watertight cubby. There's no point in exposing your phone to the elements when you can link your phone to this touchscreen so that your messages, everything else that you might need, music controls, it can all pop up and be synced to this screen so that it can be out in the elements and your phone can stay in a safe spot. So moving on to the compartments, the one pictured here is going to be that bow cooler. It has watertight seals, customizable dividers. It's lift assisted, and each compartment also comes with task lighting. I wanted each compartment to be really customizable, a great way for you to organize your own space because everyone's organizational needs are different. And I also wanted with the lighting, I didn't want you to have to fumble around with a flashlight. I wanted everything to be well lit and very easy to access. Next is the supercharger. With this boat being electric, I wanted it to be very straightforward and easy to charge, but we did need a system to charge it. So this is that system. So it comes with selector buttons, an LED display screen, yellow LED charge indication lights, and optional text updates with charging status. If you're sitting inside, it's raining, or whatever else is going on, you can just receive a text that tells you exactly what charge your boat's sitting at. And that'll let you know when you can go fishing next, if you're able to go right then, or what status it's going, whether the charger is actively charging the boat or switching over to a holding status. It also comes with an easy mount bracket, and it's compatible with existing outlets you might already have on the dock. So moving to the main battery, with this boat being electric, you got to have a battery to power it. So this is a lithium ion battery system. It comes with each cell being divided into this hinged design. It's also a plug and play as well, so that you're able to change out the batteries by simply unscrewing them from their hinged mounting point, unplugging that cell. And if one goes bad or you need to change it out, you're able to just unplug it, screw in a new one, plug it back in, and slide that down into the track in the hull so that you're ready to go. It's really easy to maintain. You don't have to take this to a service station to do. It's really easy to do yourself. So this is a rendering right by that motor right there on the right-hand side of it. You can see that little black door right there and 6 screws. That's all it takes. You have to unscrew those 6 screws, and that's where that battery will slide out of. And this rendering is showing some of that shear line that I really put some time into. The shear line is just where that hull and the gunnels and the console, all of that kind of comes together in that side profile of the boat. Thank you for your time.